Tim Sandefur joins us. You know him as Tim the Lawyer. He's from the Pacific Legal Foundation. His book is The Right to Earn a Living, Economic Freedom in the Law. You can buy it, but it hasn't been released yet. Speaking of free markets, Tim, what the hell does that mean?
Well, that means that the official release date is September 20th, but Amazon.com and other websites get it a little bit earlier, so you can buy it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble right now.
And the official trotting out of said tome is happening when and where?
The official release event is going to be September 20th at the Cato Institute in Washington, D.C., and that event I'll be speaking along with some other scholars who write about law and economic freedom, and you can watch that event online September 20th on the Cato Institute's website.
I love the Catos. Absolutely love them. They do great work. I gotta go ahead and kick them a little money, so I'm on their mailing list or something.
And they publish my book, so yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay, fabulous. The Right to Earn a Living. So, Tim, we're talking about we're talking about a lot of things, but mostly generally economic freedom. We somehow as a society, when we hear, well, especially the term capitalist, but when we think business, profits, we think of giant abusive fat cats,
right,
which is a wild distortion of the American economy. I mean,
Absolutely.
You'd have to wade through literally millions of mom and pop shops, small businesses, 120 employee places, millions of them before you got to a fat cat. How did profit, success, and entrepreneurship get demonized?
Yeah, and you know it's the great one of the greatest tragedies in American history is the fact that people have generally accepted the idea that capitalism means something that's good for corporations, good for fat cats and so forth. When in fact, capitalism is just what fat cats hate, because capitalism means that fat cats have to compete for their money. When you have a government-run economy, when you have government intruding into the economy like we have now, fat cats love that because they have politician buddies, and they can go to their politician buddies and get bailouts. That's what happened to General Motors. Right. That's what happens to the public employee labor unions and so forth.
Right.
You and me, we don't have political connections. So what we need is a system where political connections don't matter, where instead, if we want to get rich, we have to offer consumers products and services they want at prices they're willing to pay. And that is a free market. In fact, it's the common man who benefits the most from a free market system where political connections don't count.
Right.
Where it's competition that matters.
Well, it's been famously pointed out that the free market in America, 20% of the poor lift themselves out every 10 years, which is historically not only a miracle, it's unthinkable. It's the best system for poor people ever devised, and nobody gets that. By the way, talking about fat cats and government control, we've had forwarded to us so many times I can't count the videotape of Steve Wynn, the famous hotelier and casino guy in Las Vegas, talking about why he's not building in America anymore. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Well, his point is they're devoting all their time and energy to other countries because the government is so capricious right now in America, they can't plan anything. They can't budget anything. They have no idea what the taxes are going to be. They have no idea what the regulations are going to be, what payroll taxes are going to be, what benefits they're going to have to provide, and they can't budget. So he can't build. And
so he's taking 2 beers and jumping. Exactly.
Well, exactly. And if a guy as big as Steve Wynn, who, by the way, if you're not into the whole hotel, casino, destination thing, he's a monster. If he's not a fat enough fat cat to be happy with this, like I said before, when you talk about these super well-connected fat cats, you're talking about a very few people.
Yeah, and not only that, but I want it to be clear to people who are listening, we're not talking about Democrat versus Republicans. Republicans have their fat cats and Democrats have their fat cats.
Oh, unquestionably.
The Obama administration didn't come in and say, oh, no, we're not going to bail out people. They were just as happy as the Republican Party was to bail out people. What we're talking about is a system that rewards economic achievement and productivity versus a system that rewards political connections and pull.
Right. Although, you're right. You're absolutely right. Although it bothered the hell out of me when several times in like the space of a week, both President Barack and his wife came out talking about, in kind of a disapproving tones, about, well, you could go out and try to make a lot of money and make profit, or you could devote your life to public service.
Yeah.
And they're literally demonizing private enterprise.
Because you know how many members of the federal government, how many senators, how many representatives out there are just poverty-stricken poor waifs who have no, they have no business connections at all. They've devoted their lives to public service.
Yeah, my ass. So, Tim, let's turn this thing on its head. Enough bitching. Let's talk about, or let's start communicating to people that the guy who saves up his pennies, takes a chance, starts his business, hires his wife and his kid, they're cool. That's great. And then the business is successfully hires 10 people. This guy's a hero. This woman is a hero, aren't they?
Absolutely. And that's one of the project that I work on at the Pacific Legal Foundation is our Economic Liberty Project. And one of our primary goals is to demonstrate to people, both by speeches and articles, but also in the lawsuits that we do, how these laws that restrict production and growth, how these laws harm the common person who is a great person, who has virtues that we all rely on. For example, I worked on a case last year, we won in Oregon, a case where my client was a college student named Adam Sweet. He wanted to start a moving business to help put himself through college. But he found out that the law in Oregon said if you want to open a moving business, you have to first get permission from all of the existing moving businesses.
Right. And boy, Tim, why would the legislature pass a law like that, Tim?
Because the legislature responds to the political pressure of existing moving companies that want to shut out competition. And so they pass this law, and they pretend that this law protects the consumer. From what? From low prices? So once this law is in place, of course, courts refuse to do anything about it much of the time. But we filed this lawsuit, and fortunately, while the lawsuit was going on, the state of Oregon, we held a protest rally, and the state of Oregon actually repealed that law.
Because they were so embarrassed that they were whores.
Exactly.
They're openly caught turning tricks.
Exactly. And unfortunately, many other restrictions are not so easily shown to be stupid, and so they stay on the books, and they protect established, politically connected businesses and don't protect consumers or entrepreneurs.
Well,
and what we want to do is show people how it's people like Adam Sweet who make America great, who are willing to devote their money and their time and their energy to starting a business, providing jobs, providing people with services that they want. That's something that should be rewarded.
Tim, I'm afraid we're out of time, but my off-discussed axe handle is in my right hand, a torch is in my left. Let's stay in touch, all right?
All right.
Hang on. Tim Sandefur is with the Pacific Legal Foundation. The book is The Right to Earn a Living, Economic Freedom in the Law. You can get it at Amazon.com. We've got a link at ArmstrongandGettyRadio.com. This is the Armstrong and Getty Show. Well, here's the end of another grueling 4-hour workday. So many people to thank, so little time. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your calls, your emails. ArmstrongandGettyRadio.com. A lot of great stuff there. God bless America.
Nice work, everyone. Sharp broadcast. Really good. Everyone on the floor as well. Really a lot of hustle. I liked it.
Okay, folks. Show's over. Nothing to see here.
I love you, and good night.
The worst episode ever.
America, I'm going to shoot straight with you. I think I've wasted your time.
You know what? If you don't like it, go on the internet and complain.
When people have ugly feet and wear flip-flops, you gotta get 2 beers and jump. When the bank forecloses on your house, you gotta get 2 beers and jump. When the batteries die on your wireless mouse, you gotta get 2 beers and jump. When someone tells you what happened on Jersey Shore, you gotta get 2 beers and jump.
This is it.
How do you like that?
It's crap.
It's crap?
It's crap. It is absolutely a crap.
This is really it.
Ah!